I'm Tony Sklar with bnetTV. We are here at IBC, and I'm speaking with Kaltura's Shay David. How are you today, sir?
Pretty good. Always good to be in Amsterdam.
Always fantastic to be in Amsterdam. Great conference. This conference has just continued to expand in the right direction, which is great. And it's been great to see the technology move to cloud-based and web systems.
Absolutely, and it keeps growing every year because every year there's a new and enhanced interest in over-the-top delivery. Seems like things are moving all to IP, so IBC can't be big enough.
So that being said, for all the people out there in bnetTV land, why don't you give us a brief overview of Kaltura and what you're doing here at IBC?
Sure. Kaltura is the first open source video platform. What that means is that Kaltura has a system that allows people to aggregate content by way of ingestion, to manage that content, and then to publish and distribute that content. Our commitment is to allow our users to be able to deliver every user or every video to every user and every device everywhere around the world. And that creates a set of challenges because the content resides on many different places. Could be on a satellite signal, could be on a cell phone, could be on a linear channel, could be on a tape. There are different needs to manage the content at different levels, including rights management, access control, user entitlements, channel, playlist building, playout, etc. And then a big challenge around distribution, specifically around devices. You want it to go on set-top boxes, on mobile devices, on iPads, on tablets, on PCs, on Macs. So Kaltura has a set of technologies that allow people to do that. Used today by some of the leading media companies, very many universities, and a lot of enterprises around the world.
So I want to touch on the enterprise first, and then I want to come back to the educational academias that are using the system. But so, what were some of the challenges in getting the enterprises involved in the platform, and then what were some of the reasons why the larger corporations entrusted using an outsourced platform, but still by keeping some of it in house?
I think the key equation that's driving a lot of adoption today is something I call EC equals MC. Every company becomes a media company. You know, when a large university or a large enterprise produces a lot of content, they actually need to get the practices from media companies. So they want to use knowledge that we've gained in places like Disney or ABC, but use those best practices in-house. So for a lot of companies, doing video management in-house was something they were used to do. They would buy encoding servers or they would buy big storage systems. But with the world of devices, with the world of many-to-many communication, it becomes very cumbersome and unruly for people to manage it in-house. So there's a consensus in the market that they need a platform. It's a lot of code, a lot of devices support, a lot of different formats, a lot of long-term storage. It becomes technologically complicated for people to do it, just like they don't write their own databases. They buy a database and then they customize it to their needs. There's becoming consensus in the market that they need a video platform. The question is which platform could serve the needs of the enterprise by both being able to bring kind of best practices for media, so it needs to be a proper media platform for media management, but at the same time, for a lot of people, they want to have the security and the ease of mind of a behind-the-firewall type of system. Kaltura offers both options. It offers a cloud solution for those that don't have the infrastructure to do it, and it offers an on-premise solution for those people that want to leverage existing infrastructure as well as be compliant with specific security regulations or procurement or whatever other reasons that they would want to keep the software in-house, as well as hybrid solutions. They could have the data transcoded and stored locally, but metadata managed and distribution managed on the cloud. So for a lot of enterprises that are moving to our platform, we see that need. A recognition that media is too important and too complicated to do it in-house, so they need the platform, but the need to have a flexible system that would allow them to respect the legacy systems, to leverage the existing infrastructure, and yet to remain compliant with IT, procurement, and security regulations. And Kaltura offers a very flexible set of technologies that allows them to do exactly that. So I think that's kind of at the background, the IT level. On the application level, pretty much every enterprise in the world realized that they need their own version of a private YouTube. The generation of people that work for enterprises today, they go home, they watch YouTube for fun, right? And now at the workplace, there's a new product they want to talk about, show it to their employees, they want to do a little video cast. It's a product manager that wants to share knowledge from customers. It's a customer support manager that wants their users to be able to do some screencasting and load recording of somewhere where they had an issue. It's a new marketing initiative, and the new marketing manager wants to talk with the constituency and to be able to show the product, show, not only tell. So video really becomes part and parcel of what enterprises do all day long, and they realize that it's too important for them to try and scrabble it together from parts, and it's time to move to their own private YouTube, if you will. And again, Kaltura offers an out-of-the-box application. We call that Media Space. And Media Space allows anybody to have their own private YouTube within a day of installation.
What exactly are you doing here at IBC? What was some of the things that you announced?
So at IBC, a lot of our focus is around devices. If you go around, you will see that you can pretty much swap the logos between the different companies and everybody is telling the same story. It's about engaging the audience on devices, whether it's a tablet, whether it's a PC, whether it's a set-top box of this or that variety. So a lot of our focus remains within that industry focus, the capability to deliver every video to every user on every device. But the challenges that arise from that is that each of those devices is different. The streaming protocols are different, the security procedures are different, the entitlement is different. So a lot of what we're doing here and what we announced in the beginning of the week is support for a whole slew of new devices, including Xboxes and Google TVs. We're one of the first vendors to have a true cross-platform solution. Everybody says that, but not too many people could deliver in that world. And we have a strong focus on that. We also had hundreds of meetings with partners and customers. We have a very robust partner ecosystem. We have a system that we call the Kaltura Application Exchange. It has about over 100 partners in that solution, and we're meeting many of them here today.
So 2 last questions for you, Shay. One, tell me a little bit about the educational side of the business.
Okay. Education remains a very important vertical for us. Kaltura today is in over 500 universities the world over. In the US, a very strong focus on the big research universities, so Harvard, Duke, Yale, Cornell, Stanford, MIT, all of those guys come to Kaltura to develop their own versions of YouTube, as well as many kind of state systems and community colleges. Here in Europe, we already have some key clients, including people like the Copenhagen Business School and some other kind of leading institutions. What's common to all of these guys is that just like enterprises, just like media companies, they realize that media is too important to be left alone. And today, specifically when we're thinking about different use cases, including teaching and learning, preservation, access, clubs, sports activities, campus life, admissions, alumni relations, we see that there's a very robust need for video across campus. And the capability to be able to deliver a secure, safe, reliable solution to support all these use cases becomes enormous. We have the capability to target it on a per student basis, whether that student is still a high school student interested in admissions to a school, through the time they come to school for teaching and learning and they get video solutions as part of their learning management system, and all the way to the time that they're alumni that want to see the football game on the weekend, as well as maybe see what other alumni are doing up and maybe give a little contribution. So a system that could really follow the students from before they engage in the university, through their campus life, and through their alumni life. Video has a very important role in that, and universities are coming by the hundreds to buy that solution.
And then finally, Shay, tell me about Kaltura's community that it relies on.
As we discussed, Kaltura is the first open source video system, so everything we discussed has an open source variant to it. Kaltura's developer community is about 18,000 people strong. You can Google Kaltura job as an example. You'll see there's quite a thriving ecosystem around it. We manage the community on a community site, kaltura.org. And that community has different connections to us. To begin with, it's pretty independent. So kaltura.org is its own thing with very active forums, code writing, and everything that you'd expect from an open source project. In addition to that, there's the Kaltura App Exchange, which allows developers from the community to commercialize their applications and sell it in our marketplace. And we've seen over 100 developers do that. So it's a commercial outlet for developers that want to be part of our commercial community, if you will. And then in addition to that, there's a community of partners that come together in order to help us build this open system. If you look at the stack of solutions, whether it's for ingestion, transcoding, subtitling, metadata extraction, advertising, analytics, in each of these layers of the stack, the community plays a role by allowing the integration of third-party components into a much larger whole.
Shay, thanks so much for the overview of Kaltura. You're well positioned within the market space. It looks like you've got some good future growth ahead of you.
Thank you. Hope to see you here next year.
Fantastic. I've been speaking with Kaltura's Shay David here at IBC. I am Tony Sklar with bnetTV.